Hey, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Marissa. And welcome back to
Take It Home. Okay, first things first, our drink of the day. We've got banana bread lattes.
Mhm.
So we're actually filming in the morning today. So we're wearing PJs and drinking lattes, banana bread flavored.
I'm very excited about this.
I really hope it's good. I made these.
Noelle made milk from fresh bananas for this.
So, okay, let me tell the people how I made it. So I made banana bread milk.
Yum.
I milked my own cow. Just kidding. So I got milk. I put it in a pot, put bananas, walnuts, almond extract, and some cinnamon, boiled it, stirred it all up. Then I blended it. Then I strained it. I hope it's good.
That sounds amazing.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's kind of not good. It tastes like...
Hold on. Do I need to mix it more?
Maybe. Let's try mixing it.
Oh,
Are you
no.
fucking kidding me?
It's not bad. It's not it's not horrible.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I
I
wonder...
like it. I kind of want it to be a little sweeter.
Yeah. God damn it. This sucks. You live and you learn.
Yeah. Noelle and we cook a lot and stuff. And I had an experience when you were out of town when I burnt my dinner, which I had never done before. And it was actually atrocious, like disgusting. And I was like, okay, I flipped it and I looked on the bright side and I said, well, this never happens to me.
True.
At least I'm a good cook. And this was very out of character for me. I burned my orzo. It smelled horrible. It was just the bottom of the pan. The bottom, I guess it was too hot and the whole bottom layer burnt. But the smell and the flavor of the burnt infused the entire pot.
God.
I had to throw it all away.
That sucks.
I also spent a long time making it too. So
That sucks.
it was really, really sad.
You know, I wonder if I maybe boiled this for too long and then it started cooking or something.
Oh no.
Stop. I'm sorry.
Like actual bread in the latte.
Sorry, Pete.
Oh,
Well,
it's okay.
guys, not every day is going to be perfect.
No.
Didn't you also make really bad muffins once?
Oh my God, yes. These apple cinnamon muffins that I had made before.
They were
that
really good the first time.
That were incredible. So I tried to make them again the next fall, and something went horribly wrong. I don't even know what it was, because I was following a recipe, but sometimes it just happens.
Sometimes it does just happen.
Even the best chefs mess things up sometimes. Not saying I'm the best chef, but
and
real
we
chefs.
are the best chefs.
And I'm the best chef
in the world. What is one thing that made you smile this past week, Pete?
Yes. So I've been smiling a lot lately, so it was hard for me to choose. I landed on over the weekend. First of all, I had a lovely weekend. It was just an ideal weekend of productivity, rest, fun, connection, everything I wanted out of a weekend. I went to Governor's Island for the first time, which if you don't know, it's a little island off of Manhattan, and it's really... I will say it's a bizarre place, but you have to take the ferry to get there. And I took the ferry over with my friend, with Michaela.
Miss Meek.
And we saw the Statue of Liberty as we rode by. And it was just very, very lovely. We went to a craft fair. Oh, okay. So I'll add this, just a little detail that made me smile. We went to see one of Michaela's friends had a stand at the craft fair. And they take all of these old pieces of clothing or material that people are going to throw away or they don't want it anymore, and they repurpose it and give it a new life. But they also at the stand were doing embroidery on personal items right on the spot. So
Whoa.
I had them embroider like a little bow on the back of my shirt, and it was really, really
Wait, oh my
just very
gosh,
cute.
that's so cute.
Yeah, and I had a really good matcha when I was on the island. Like, I just had like a really
The pineapple
lovely
matcha.
time. Yes, it
I
was
saw
pineapple,
that.
coconut matcha, the brightest green, everything you could want out of a matcha.
Wow.
And it was really good. So yeah, I just had a really fun time I love taking the ferry in New York. Like, it's underrated.
I took the ferry last week for the first time in a while too.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
It's really fun. I've done it twice this summer now.
It's a very summer activity.
Yes. Amazing views.
Mm-hmm.
Riding a boat with the New York City skyline in the background. Like, what more could you want?
Pretty magical stuff.
For sure. And it's like $4 because it's like a form of transportation here.
Yeah. Ride the ferry, everyone.
Ride the ferry. What was your thing?
Well. I went to Greensboro this past weekend to visit my parents, and I guess just the whole weekend was my smile. I took a few days off of work. I hadn't seen my mom since Christmas, which is a long time for us. So I went home, I chilled, had quality time with my parents, and just did Greensboro things. I got some Mexican food. I love Mexican food in Greensboro randomly.
Also, just like suburban
Yes.
Mexican food.
Like, I want
There's
the
something about it.
Yes. I want the free chips and salsa.
Yeah.
I want the runny queso. I don't want frills. I don't want fancy. I want it to be like
Shitty Americanized Mexican food.
exactly. That's what I want. And New York doesn't really have that, I feel like.
Not really.
It's all like
It's actually
fancy.
like good, authentic Mexican food, which is amazing too. We love that too.
I don't want that all the time. Sometimes I want the shitty Americanized Mexican food that you can find in Greensboro, North Carolina. I guess any suburban area, really. But yeah, I just had a great time with my parents. We had quality time, and it was really nice to be in Greensboro and just get away for a few days. So that's what made me smile.
Yay.
Yay!
Smiling. Okay. Shall we get into our topic today? I'm very excited for this episode.
Yes. What are we discussing today, Marissa Nahas?
Today, we are discussing real self-care.
Woo! Something that we're both passionate about. Pete is like very passionate about it. I'm also passionate about self-care, but she's got her whole thing going on.
I feel like for 5 years, I've been like refining my routine and what it means to like really take care of yourself. I mean, I think it's always evolving because, you know, as you grow and get older, your life evolves. You need different things at different stages in your life too. So like, I don't know, I have my like foundation of things that just really always help me keep my head above water, keep me from burnout.
Yeah.
And then I throw in different things here and there, just depending on what I need in that moment of my life. But I am very passionate about it because I really do think it has changed my life. And it just has helped me grow so much as a human and just keeps me well.
I think that a lot of people get the definition of self-care misconstrued. Like a lot of people are like, self-care, going to go to the fancy spa today, which can be self-care. Big, extravagant things like a spa day, taking the day off work, all of those things are definitely self-care, and it's good to do nice things for yourself. What we are going to be talking about more today is the self-care that you can implement every single day into your daily routine just to keep you afloat. Talk about when you started really getting into self-care.
Yes. So I started really getting into self-care during COVID days, during quarantine. You know, we all just had a lot of extra time on our hands, and it was a very just like sad, scary time, so much uncertainty and so much unknown. So I really was like, I need something to ground me. Otherwise, like I'm just like floating around. So we're going to break this episode up into like 3 sections: morning, night, and then the daily throughout your life, throughout the week, throughout your day type of things that you can implement. So this all really started for me with establishing a morning routine. You guys, it sets up your day.
Pete is the morning routine girl.
And let me preface this with, different things work for different people. So this is just like what has worked for me. And maybe if it sounds interesting, like you can try it, but you need to find like what works for you, And I don't do these things every single day, but I do them most days. There are times when I like get out of my routine, if I'm traveling or if I'm just like really busy. But I will say there's like a noticeable difference in, oh man, I'm not like feeling mentally that well. And then I'll think, have I been doing the things that I usually do to take care of myself? And then the answer is always no. And it's like the correlation is insane.
Literally anytime I start feeling like anxious or unwell, I'm like, have I been eating right? Have I been sleeping right? Have I been looking at my phone too much? And the answers all point to you're not taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
So it really does help.
And these things seem like such small things because they are such small things, but like they really, really do make a difference.
And what are some things that you do in the morning?
Yes. So number one, this is something that I have recently been trying to implement that has made a huge difference in my life. Waking up with enough time before you go where you need to go, before work.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to be better about that.
And there's a balance because you need to get enough sleep, but we'll talk about that later. Waking up with enough time so you are not rushing. Also, leaving your house on your way to work with enough time so you're not rushing.
Yeah.
Leave so you can arrive 5 to 10 minutes before you're supposed to be somewhere so you can like have a leisure walk to the train and like not stress. I used to like leave at the very last second and then I'd be like, oh my God, like am I gonna make the train? Like power walking and like probably ending up late and then sweating and like you guys.
You're literally starting the day off with stress when it's like that.
And all those little things, like they add up. One, waking up with enough time to have a moment to yourself before you go to work. I realized that I hated, like on the days when I have to go to work in the morning, obviously I don't have like a corporate job or anything, like a 9 to 5. So my schedule varies. But on the days where I work in the morning, I realize it's very important to me to wake up and not have the very first thing be, okay, got to get ready for work and go.
Yeah. Then your whole day is just work.
Yeah. Having a moment to yourself before work has like helped shape my day and then ultimately my life. For me, that's like waking up 2 hours before I have to leave. So that is step one. Sometimes even like the 30 extra minutes make all the difference. Don't snooze that alarm, you guys.
I am the biggest alarm snoozer on the face of the planet.
I know. I hear your alarm go off like an hours before you get out of bed. And I'm like, at that point, that's so disruptive to your sleep. Like, I feel like it'd just be better to set a later alarm.
I know.
But it's a mental thing because like...
It is. And I just read the Let Them theory. Shout out Mel Robbins. I still have a couple chapters left, but I like that she mentions getting up in the morning. She has like the 5-second rule where she'll count backwards from 5 and just be like, okay, when I get to 1, I have to get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. It honestly depends. You're good with being consistent about your routine. I feel like I ebb and flow too much. Like I have times when I'm like really in it. And then recently I've been snoozing.
Well, the key to like implementing routine that is actually going to like stick is consistency.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking from experience, because I've had times where I've ebbed and flowed as well.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until I had like the word discipline in my mind where it's like, oh, okay, this has actually become a habit now. And now I don't not want to do these things.
Yeah.
Because I realize how much better they make me feel. Mm-hmm. So like I'd rather get up and have this time to myself than snooze my alarm.
And tell us step by step your morning routine. What are these things you're talking about?
Yeah, so
what
these
do you
things, do? So, like I said, some things are interchangeable, but like my main things in the morning, meditation, you guys. It doesn't, if you're not into that stuff, it doesn't have to be this like woo. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that kind of thing. But like literally sometimes I only do it for 5 minutes. Ideally, at least 10. If I'm having a morning where I'm running a little behind on time, at least like 4 to 6 minutes of sitting, breathing, and focusing on your breath. It really, really, really makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation has helped me a lot. Also, something else that I almost always do is journaling 2 pages. every morning.
That's something that I have not been as consistent with recently. I journaled a lot on my trip I just recently went on, and I journaled the other day, but I went through a big period where I was journaling every single morning. Shout out to The Artist's Way. Awesome, amazing book with step-by-step rules to follow for being more creative and working on your self-growth. Journaling in the morning really is so helpful.
It really is, for so many different reasons too.
Yeah. There's different people like to journal in different ways. Like some people like to sit and think, "Dear diary," and then think, "I'm going to write this next," and write it. I'm like a scribble scrabble. I wake up and I don't even think about it. I just write for 3 pages, don't even think about what I'm writing. And it really helps you get to what your subconscious is thinking.
Exactly. Yeah, that's also how I journal. Sometimes if I'm like struggling with something specific, I'll like kind of do more of like a prompt. Like, okay, what do I need today? And like, what do I need to focus on in my journal? But most days, I'm not thinking about it at all. I'm writing, it's like, what's it? Stream of consciousness?
Yeah, stream of consciousness.
Writing whatever comes out onto the page. Even if you're saying, I don't know what to write right now. Just like, it's like writing constantly until you fill up 2 pages. And things will just come out. Things that you didn't even know were in your head.
It's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Like I've made so many self-discoveries from journaling, or even just things that like I didn't know were bothering me. I'll start writing about in my journal because that's what's on my mind. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize this thing was an issue until I started writing about it.
Yeah.
Also, my brain is often very jumbled, like especially when I'm anxious or overwhelmed. I'm like, there's so much going on. Journaling helps me to organize my thoughts. Instead of just being like, oh my God, everything is crazy. It's like, this thing is stressing me out. This thing is stressing me out. This thing is stressing me out. Here's how I will attack it. And it helps me to like literally see it written down. It's so helpful.
It also feels like you're genuinely taking those feelings out of your brain and putting them onto your page.
Wait, little side note. One of the craziest things that has helped me in the past when I was going through a hard time, my senior year of high school, I was so heartbroken over this guy. Oh my God. I had to see him at school every day, hated it. Life sucked, whatever. And I was so upset about him. And one day my friend actually came up with this idea. She was like, you should write a letter. You don't have to give it to him, but a letter with every single thing that you're feeling, address it to him, and then like just leave it in the letter. And sometimes that doesn't work, but that time it literally worked. And I've done it a few other times in the past too. I wrote an 11-page letter. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I was an emotional girl, but I wrote this 11-page letter. I actually ended up giving it to him a couple years later, which was crazy, but it healed me. Like I was like, okay, all of my feelings are now in this letter. I'm putting this letter away and my feelings can stay there. And sometimes that works. It's like compartmentalizing.
It really does. Like I've actually written entire songs from concepts that came out during my journal sessions.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like it really helps. 1, just to get your thoughts out on the page. 2, to understand what you're feeling underneath. Things come out that you don't expect. And it's kind of like weird at first if you're not used to doing it, but like then you just get so used to it. And like no one's ever going to see it. I also never like read. I like write my 2 pages and then I don't look at it again. Like it's just there. And I can't, like I've gone back and looked at my journals from like years ago. And it's also really cool to like have a document of everything that's happening in your brain during this period of time in your life, even if it's like the hard things. But I also end up writing about so many like great things and things I'm grateful for. And I don't know, half the time my journal entries end up being full of like gratitude, which really sets the tone for my day as well. So whether it's, you know, needing to change your perspective and write about things that you're grateful for to get yourself in the right headspace, or if it's just you're frustrated and you need to get your thoughts out on the page, it's really helped me like immensely.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot too.
So yeah, meditation and journaling are like,
I need to start journaling again.
My non-negotiables.
Okay. And what else do you do in the morning? I feel like you have more.
I do. I mean, yes. Something that I really like to do is like set a vibe in the apartment. No, this is like an extra thing, right? This isn't like, I don't know, but like romanticizing your life. I like to make myself a cup of coffee before I journal, and I like to like light some incense or a candle if I have that, and like dim the lights and wrap myself in a cozy blanket and just like really make my space feel just like safe and cozy and like enjoyable. Like doing this before work is like, it's just so nice.
It gives you time to yourself too.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays everyone's always go, 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 go. Get up, go to work late, come back home. And it's like, what's the point of life, low key?
Yeah, exactly. And it genuinely, like, I look forward to it every morning. Like, it gets me out of bed. I get up and like brush my teeth or whatever, and then I like do my meditation, and then I get up and make my coffee and do my journaling. And then after that, this is where it can kind of vary just like day to day. But I think if you can, like if you have time, some sort of movement, physical movement every day. It doesn't have to be in the morning. I actually really like working out at night as well. Like going to a yoga class in the evening. I actually prefer that. But if you don't have time to like go to a class or do anything extravagant, sometimes just, I don't know, going to the gym for 20 minutes or like doing something on stretching on your yoga mat, like getting some sort of movement in, or like going on a walk too. Like movement is important in your daily life. It is.
One thing that's helped me with keeping exercise consistent in my life is I stopped being all or nothing. I feel like I had an all or nothing mindset for a long time where I was like, I'm going to work out so hard 5 days a week and it's going to be the best exercise ever. And then like I do that, and then I have one day where I don't do that, and then I just like stop for a while. So one thing that's really helped me is exercising, but being like, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym. My goal is to literally go on the elliptical for 15 minutes. Or even sometimes at home, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do a 5-minute ab workout. And sometimes that's literally all I do for the day. But then a lot of the times I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling kind of good after this. Let me do more. And then I'll exercise for longer. But it helps you to stay consistent. Just doing something, some kind of movement with your body, and not forcing yourself to do something that you really don't feel like doing. Sometimes it's good to challenge yourself, but sometimes there are days when you're just like, I can't do an intense workout.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, this is probably the part I struggle with the most, is keeping my like workout routine consistent, because I feel like what I need fluctuates so much. So it's hard to have like a set routine with it.
Totally.
But just like you said, like listening to your body is also something that is important. Yes, have discipline, but also you need balance too. And that is what I'm learning. I feel like the beginning of this year, I was like, discipline, like waking up at 7 every morning and like doing all of these things and doing the same workout routine, and which is great. Like I was in a headspace where I was like able to do that.
Yeah.
It really helped me set my habits and like actually make them habit. But life happens, and life is a lot,
y'all.
And now I'm like, okay, how do I take this mindset of discipline, but also implement softness and like grace for myself? Because it's not realistic to like keep it up at 100% every single day.
I think it's about listening to what your body actually needs. Like there have been times when I wake up in the morning and I actually feel physically unwell for whatever reason. Like if you wake up and you feel like you're maybe getting sick or something, you don't need to force yourself to go to the gym then, because honestly, what your body probably needs is rest. But then there have been times when I'm like, I wake up and I feel physically fine, but I just really do not feel like going to the gym. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to work out. But that's when sometimes it's good to kind of force yourself. It's like, okay, like this will actually be good for me. I will probably feel better after I go to the gym, whatever. So I think you really have to listen to what your body needs that day too.
Yes. Differentiating between I need a break because I don't feel well, and like what my body needs is rest, versus I don't want to do this just because I don't want to do this, you know, like pushing through those moments, showing up even when you don't want to do something, but not forcing yourself when you can tell that you're burnt out and you need a break, because that does happen. And like there's no point in going to the gym and running down your body when you feel like you're getting sick or you really don't feel like you can do it that day, because that's only going to make it worse. Like your body needs rest just as much as it needs like activity, and it's only going to prolong you're probably going to get more sick and like prolong like it just it has the opposite effect that you want it to have. So
it does.
Just getting in tune with your body and your brain and your heart and like everything like that is super important as well.
It is.
Also eating.
Eating is important. I notice like such a difference when I eat breakfast versus when I don't.
Same.
And everybody's different, you know, like, but I personally feel like I gotta eat something in the morning.
Yeah.
Especially before exercising. I notice such a difference. Like, I feel like I used to go to the gym on an empty stomach a few years ago. I didn't realize that I was doing anything wrong. I was just kind of like waking up in the morning, going to the gym. I noticed a complete difference when I was like, let me just like start eating breakfast before I work out and see how I feel. My energy levels skyrocketed. I was like, oh, wow, I can lift heavier things. I can go for longer. I feel energized. Like food is literally fuel. Like,
yeah, you need some sort of fuel. Like, you're not supposed to work out on an empty stomach.
No, you're not.
I kind of struggle sometimes with like meal prepping and whatnot.
It's hard.
You guys, it's hard to feed yourself breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day of your life, you know?
It is. And when you have a sporadic work schedule, like,
yes.
I feel like if we had the same schedule every single day, it would be easier to be like, okay, this is how I do it. But it's like, sometimes today you work 2 to 7 or whatever.
Yeah,
yesterday you worked 9 to 7. Like,
it's not always consistent, so it's hard. And there are some times I get a little lazy with it, and then I'm like, you know what, I'll just buy lunch, and then I feel guilty for like spending so much more money than I need to, like yesterday. But I did get a really good breakfast burrito, so it was worth it.
Where'd you get it?
Ruby's.
Oh, wait, I've never had the breakfast burrito.
I've never had Ruby's. That was my first time. I know.
Oh my God. Welcome to the world of Ruby's.
I know. And you guys, it was probably the best breakfast burrito I've ever had.
Shit, what was in it?
Chorizo.
God.
You could get it with bacon or chorizo. I got it with chorizo.
Good
it had
choice.
Tater tots in it.
Oh my.
Which is essential.
Why have I not tried it?
It was like scrambled eggs, tater tots, chorizo, and cheese, I think. And like a spicy aioli. And
Wait, and eggs too? Did you say eggs?
Yeah, scrambled eggs.
Okay, good.
And then it came with like this verde sauce on the side.
God.
Yeah, it was really fucking good.
Wow, I fucking love a breakfast burrito.
I had been like craving one too, so it just hit the spot. It hit the spot.
Do you know about my burger craving thing? How like I feel like once every like 2 months I need a burger. I feel the same way with burritos. Like, I'll have a day where I'm like, I need a burrito. And then I get a burrito and then I'm good for like 2 months. And it's the same way with burgers. Like, once every 2 months, I'm like, I just wake up in the morning and I'm like, I need a burger. And then I eat one and then I'm like, okay,
and then you're
good.
satisfied. Yeah.
I'm satisfied for a while.
Yeah.
So you got your breakfast burrito fix.
Yes. There's nothing like having a craving, watching videos online of like people eating it.
Okay. So, Pete is a mukbang girl.
Yes. Okay. Listen, not the like weird ASMR ones. No.
Okay.
I like when like someone is like, so I got takeout from this place and I'm going to eat it and I'm going to tell you about my day. It's like really cute and like I love food and I also feel like I'm living vicariously through them. Like I'm also eating it, which is weird, I know. But I've been watching videos of people eating like really good burritos around New York and I was like, I just want a breakfast burrito that has hash browns in it.
Yeah.
And then I had that one and it just,
I need that.
it was everything I dreamed of. So get the breakfast burrito from Ruby's if you have not. It's definitely my favorite one I've had. I'm not that well versed. Like I haven't had that many different breakfast burritos, but it's definitely my favorite.
Ruby's is really good too. I love Ruby's.
I had been wanting to try it for a while.
Okay, anyways,
I don't even know what eating. Yeah, so
eating's good for you.
There are so many times when, like, if I have to work an early shift, that I just not forget to eat, but I intentionally am like, because I'm not always super hungry in the morning too, which is hard. I get hungrier a little in the like later morning. So when I'm waking up at like 7 or 8, I'm like, I just want to drink my coffee, and I don't get hungry till like a couple hours after I wake up. But by that time, going to work, and then I'm commuting and I'm like, oh no, like
and
I
you're
feel
drinking
awful.
coffee on an empty stomach.
Yes,
Which you're not supposed to
I don't
do.
give a fuck.
I know. People do it all the time.
It doesn't affect me. Like, I have a very high caffeine tolerance, so I don't feel weird when I drink coffee on an empty stomach. I know it's probably not the best, but I will be drinking my coffee first thing in the morning because it brings me joy.
She will.
And that is just what I like to do. But I'm like not hungry in the morning, but by the time I leave my house and I'm like walking to work, I'm like, I should have eaten something because now I feel very low energy. And then it's like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to clock out to go grab something. Yeah. I just like, I always feel so much better on the days when I think it through beforehand and get something in my stomach before I leave.
Definitely. It's hard. I felt like I was going to pass out during one of my food tours last week. Literally after it, I cut my end of tour spiel short because I literally was like, if I don't get out of here and go buy a protein bar now, I'm going to go. Bye. So
yeah, those moments are awful.
They are. And I just like, it's because I wasn't implementing my self-care. Because I woke up late, I snoozed my alarm, I woke up. Honestly, we're the perfect people to talk about this because you have your perfect routine and you talk about how helpful it is. And I'm here to be the bad example. I go through periods. I've also been really good at it too, but not as much recently. But yeah, I woke up late, snoozed my alarm, rushed to work, didn't have time to eat breakfast, did a whole food tour. I also could have eaten some of the food on the food tour, I guess, but it's like, do I want dumplings to be the first thing I eat? Probably better than nothing.
Always better than nothing.
And we're technically not allowed to eat on the food tours as tour guides, which I think is weird. But yeah, by the end, I was like, I'm gonna
So
die.
you did your whole tour without eating anything?
Maybe I had like one of the like mini mochi donuts or something.
Oh my God.
But I didn't eat like not enough. No.
Because her tours are like, you're there like 3 hours or
Yeah,
something.
3 hours of me walking and...
It's not good.
No, very not good. Don't do that.
So here's the thing with the human brain.
The human brain.
We snooze our alarms because we're fucking tired. And we want to sleep more. And we don't want to get up. But then, therefore, are rushing out the door. You can't eat. You didn't take a moment to yourself. Your brain is scrambled. And you're going to have a more exhausting day than you would have if you just didn't snooze your alarm, didn't take those extra 30 minutes of sleep. You got something in your system. You took a beat to like breathe. Then you're just going to be more fueled.
Yeah. I also recognize that it's easier said than done for a lot of people.
100%.
Like, but it's hard because it's a cycle. It's like for example, during times when I felt depressed or when I've seen family members or friends who are depressed and, people say like, get up and go to the gym and that'll help you. When you're in that mindset, that feels like impossible.
Yeah.
And
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's when I'm saying like, you need to implement the softness as well.
Yeah.
But to what extent,
It's just hard because it's like the only way to get more motivated is to motivate yourself to do things. So it's like I have grace for that as well. But then, the only way to get out of that is to start actually taking care of yourself and doing the things you need to do. And sometimes it's hard.
It's really,
really
hard.
so worth it once you get into the routine and you're actually feeling good. Because I've been there too where I'm like excited to wake up in the morning. Like I'm like, can't wait to wake up tomorrow morning and journal and then go on a walk outside. Yes, it's going to make me feel amazing, but it's hard to get into that when you're in a depressive state.
Definitely. And if you're looking to implement routine, people always say it's like the first getting through the like 2 weeks of is what it takes to like really instill a habit. Because like, let's say you're like, I want to drink more water, which is something I struggle with. And I want to drink 4 bottles of, water bottles full of water every day.
Speaking of.
You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. Week 1, you're excited about it. You're like, okay, I have this new habit I want to instill. I have a plan for it. I'm motivated. I'm excited. That gets you through week 1 usually. Week 2, the novelty of that wears off.
And you're like, okay.
And you're like, okay. So if you can just get through week 2, then it likely will be a little bit easier come week 3. And it's like, okay, I've learned how to do this. It feels like a habit. I'm seeing the benefits of it. Seeing the results of things can also be a huge motivator in why you continue to do things. My routine makes me feel better. I've seen the results. I feel the results. Therefore, I want to keep doing it. Like I don't want to not do it. Okay, one more important thing for me while you're doing your morning routine, figuring out what works for you, taking your moment to ground, waking up, not rushing. Something that's super important is staying off your phone first thing. Waking up and scrolling on your phone first thing.
So bad for you.
It's really bad, you guys. Like, and I do it. I did it this morning. I do it. But like, I know it's not good. That's like a really hard habit to break. But like, you are wasting your dopamine. It's just leaving your brain first thing in the morning. And then you're not going to be able to find moments of joy throughout your day.
There's this meme that's like, why am I depressed? Or why am I anxious and depressed? I ask myself after I stare into this screen that tells me bad news. Like, yeah. I'm like, I stare at this light that tells me bad news and scroll through bad
news. And also just like the human nature of comparing yourself in your life to everything you see on the screen. Like, we are not meant to like be exposed to this many people, to this much information. It's way too much. And I don't even think we realize how much it affects us.
It's like, we don't need to know what people are doing at all times. I don't need to tell y'all what I'm doing at all times. Yet here I am doing it. I feel like social media was invented maybe for a good reason initially. I mean, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I feel like it was a good idea. It's a way to keep people in touch. Like, I mean, I get to see what friends who I wouldn't necessarily text all the time are doing. And it's nice to see and responding to stories and being like, wow, this is so cool. Proud of you. It's really helped people to connect. It helps with career stuff as well. Depending on what you want to do, you're able to promote your art and whatnot. But it's just turned into something completely different. It's like people just posting what they're doing constantly, and it's distracting. Yeah, you're comparing yourself. A lot of stuff on social media is fake too, and that is not good to see. Like, when you wake up in the morning, wake up, let me scroll on Instagram to see what every person I've ever met in my life is up to right now. The fuck?
Or people you don't even know, mostly.
So some of the people, I went through an unfollowing spree. If I unfollowed you and you're listening to this, sorry. I was looking at some of the people who follow me that I unfollowed, and I was kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have unfollowed that person. But I went on an unfollowing spree just because I was like, what if I wouldn't say hi to this person in a grocery store if I ran into them? Why do I follow them on social media? Like, why? If we ran into each other and I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, hey, haven't seen you in forever. What's the point?
Yeah. I don't follow a lot of people. I think now too, even with TikTok, at least for me, I don't really go on TikTok to watch my friends' videos. Like, I go on TikTok to watch the creators that I have found that I like.
And TikTok is so funny.
Yeah, or just like watching the For You page and just see, you have no control over what pops up on your phone.
No, you don't.
And that is just the way social media is designed. Oh
my God.
And if you see something that upsets you first thing in the morning, that really, you're just creating more work from the moment you wake up to like get yourself out of that mindset to have somewhat of a good day.
Literally, especially in my dating life, TikTok always stresses me out because there's just so many opinions. It's like I open up TikTok and it's like, if your man didn't take you on a date last night, dump his ass.
Yeah, it's so black and white.
And then I'm like, oh my God, he didn't take me on a date last night. And then I'll scroll to the next one and it's like, men deserve more love and grace. And then I scroll to the next one and it's like, they're all liars and shit. And I'm like, oh my God.
And then it's like a tarot card reading where it's like, someone from your past is thinking about you and they're going to reach out soon. It's just like, what?
Wait, side note, I don't know if I'll want to keep this in or actually, I'll tell you after the podcast.
Are you sure?
Well, okay. This guy from Greensboro, do you remember him? the guy that I was like seeing that I really randomly liked, and then he just kind of ghosted me and stopped talking to me.
Yes, I think so. I feel like there were a couple. You never went on a date with him here, right? Because
Never here.
Okay, yeah. So I know the one you're talking about. Yes.
Haven't talked to him in a couple of years. He followed me on Instagram 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't follow back low key because I was like,
weird.
You fully just stopped talking to me.
Let me tell you, men will stay thinking about you because you know what happened to me last week?
I know what happened, but do they know what happened?
This man who I dated, which I will delve more into this in another episode. This man who I dated for like 2 months, like I don't want to say seriously dated, but like kind of like we were dating for multiple months. Crazy story, but long story short, he ghosted me out of the blue. And I never heard from him ever again. And you know how they say...
I thought he died.
I literally was like, did he die? I don't know, maybe. But you know how everyone says, they always come back. They always come back. I was like low-key surprised that he just like never came back. But...
But he did.
Last week, I'm scrolling. I'm just like casually sitting on my couch, decompressing at the end of the day after a long day of work. I'm scrolling through my story views. And it's him. 2.5 years later.
He doesn't follow her.
He doesn't follow me. He viewed my story. He ghosted me so hard. Never heard from him again. Asked him to just let me know if he didn't want to continue things. No response.
And they were dating for a couple of months. This wasn't just like a one date.
Yeah, it wasn't like
they were dating.
Yeah, we were dating.
And then he disappeared.
And he
vanished.
disappeared. Like, disappeared. Never did I hear from him again in like 2.5 years. And then he watches my story. Out of the blue. Out of the blue.
Men always come back. But it's the ones that you don't... They come back when you're over them.
They come back when you don't care.
Like,
That's how it works. Avoidant people, they flee whatever because they think that they're helping themselves. We're hurt. We heal. And then they avoided all their issues and had no closure. And they come back when you don't give a fuck.
Also, freaking Frank Moot texting me. There's this guy. His name is not actually Frank Moot, but
he used the words Frank and Moot a lot. So we were like,
so
we started calling him Frank.
Frank Moot. And she changed his name on my phone to Frank Moot. That's literally...
Because he'd always be like, to be frank.
And then he'd be like, I want to see you. But if you don't want to see me, then isn't the idea of that just moot? But yeah, Frank Moot fucking reached out to me. This man that I was obsessed with for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I was... Literally, he could have texted me any other time in the past 3 years, and I would have immediately been like, yeah, I am down to see you. No, he waited until I was finally over it.
It's truly an energetic thing, I think.
Yeah.
Once you just like let go and you heal and you're rising, they feel that somehow and they always come back. Like this man who ghosted me 2 years ago. I do not, like, I'm so indifferent about the situation, but I was so heartbroken when it happened. It took me months to get over it and heal from that. Yeah, I just do not care anymore. But it was definitely satisfying to be like, yeah, this is my revenge, is you still thinking about me 2.5 years later when I literally could not care less and I've healed and I've moved on.
Yeah. Like, that also just shows, like, avoidance because they're avoiding their problems, they're still holding on to them because they're not.
Yeah.
I remember Frank Moot actually said to me once, he was like, straight men have like 2 moods and one of them is remembering. And he's like, and it's pretty much just when you're emo and remembering people in your past. And he was like, you're in the remembering spot in my brain. He's like, I just always have this little bit of sadness in my brain. Mm-hmm. Then why didn't you date me?
Yeah.
Well,
it's so messed up. We should do a whole episode on avoidant men.
We're getting off topic.
Because it's a lot, but
we've both dated avoidant men.
I've only dated avoidant people somehow.
Same.
And I'm so traumatized. Anyway,
avoidant people?
No, I think I'm done. I can't date an avoidant person. I think I actually don't think I can.
Yeah.
I'm so secure. And I think these men have made me so anxious. And I'm like, how am I going to show up in my next relationship? Because I really have been so burned by people who I thought I could trust just because of their avoidance. And now I'm like, how am I ever going to trust someone like, anyway.
Oh my
but
God.
I think this plays into the theme of real self-care because addressing
Bringing it back to that.
No, it really does though.
I know.
Not avoiding your problems, being able to sit with your feelings is the ultimate form of self-care.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love, one of my best friends took a trip a couple summers ago, and she was going through a breakup during that trip. And she was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I don't want to be dealing with this while I'm having the time of my life. So she would, on travel days, like if she was on an airplane or a train or in a car, she would put on sunglasses and cry and listen to Taylor Swift. And then when she'd arrive at a cool destination, she'd be like, okay, time to enjoy my life again. And then she'd like go back and cry. It's really important to feel your feelings.
Yes, that is what healing is. Healing, it's not about avoiding and feeling okay all the time. Like, because then you're just bottling everything up. You have to let out your emotions. Even when it feels like, sometimes it feels horrible, but you have to let yourself feel horrible. You have to let it out. Like, tears actually contain hormones.
What?
Yes. Tears contain hormones. And so when you that's kind of like you have a buildup of that stuff in you. Okay, I'm not like a scientist, so I don't know. Don't come for me. But I do know that tears contain hormones. And so when you're releasing tears, you're genuinely releasing like things from your body.
That makes so much sense. I miss crying. I used to cry so much.
Sometimes it feels really good.
It does.
It always feels good after.
I feel like I have a big cry like once every 6 months now or something.
I've been crying a lot recently.
But
that's what healing is. And sometimes it's frustrating because it doesn't make sense. People always say like healing isn't linear. I feel like I've really understood that recently. And I've come to a realization that it's linear in the sense where you are always healing and improving, but it doesn't feel linear. Sometimes you can look back at a month ago and be like, wow, I felt so much better and I thought I was healed, but now I'm like, I feel like I'm in the depths again and I'm like having another wave of sadness. It's because you're going deeper into your healing. You're not going back, you're going deeper.
Yeah.
You're like peeling back layers that a month ago were too hard for you to address. And you've gotten through some layers and then you feel better. But then you need to go deeper to get through more layers and then you feel better. Like, that's what my experience is with healing not being linear. Like, you are always growing and healing, but it doesn't feel linear.
Yeah.
Letting yourself feel your emotions is a super big part of
it is
self-care. And like, yeah, just giving yourself grace.
I remember I used to always, one thing that really helped me in therapy is learning to not be frustrated with your emotions. Like, I think I used to be so annoyed because I'd be like anxious or sad about probably a boy. Honestly, I was always anxious and sad about boys in college and whatnot. And I think like I used to be so frustrated. I'd be like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, why am I so anxious about this stupid boy? And like the frustration on top of that adds this whole extra layer that doesn't need to be added. I think learning how to validate my emotions and being like, I'm sad about a boy because I like this boy who's breadcrumbing me and like he probably doesn't like me as much as I like him. And that's frustrating and I'm sad about it rather than being upset with myself for being sad, because it's like that doesn't take the sadness away.
No.
That just makes me sad and mad at myself.
It just adds another layer. Just like having grace with yourself and accepting the emotions you're feeling.
Yeah.
For sure. Also, trying to detach from your thoughts. What we tell ourselves in our beautiful little brains. Our brains are our brains don't know what's best for us, honestly.
They don't.
Like your ego, you have like your awareness and you have the part of your brain that's constantly trying to like feel pain because it's like addicted to that feeling. Detaching from your thoughts and realizing that they're just thoughts.
Yeah.
Thoughts create your emotions. Emotions create your reality. So therefore, thoughts kind of create your reality. Understanding that thoughts are thoughts, you're going to have them, not beating yourself up for having like negative thoughts, but like thinking, okay, this is a thought that's passing through me. This is not who I am. I don't need to identify with this thought. It's just a human thought. That has helped me a lot too.
Also, one of the purposes of our brains is to look for danger. Like one of the main purposes of having a brain is to help us detect danger around us so we don't put ourselves in dangerous situations. But I feel like that was more prevalent during the caveman days.
Exactly.
And now it happens with just like normal life things, especially if you have like a mental illness or something and your brain chemistry is literally off. Me, sometimes. Like it can make you anxious over things that are not actually, but actually dangerous. But your body is telling you that something is literally dangerous, and it makes you freak out and panic over something that's not. And that's why trauma is a huge trigger as well, because if, for example, someone hurts you in a certain way and then something else in the future reminds you of that thing and you feel triggered, that's literally your brain telling you to run away, or because that traumatic thing will happen again. Like that's what's happening in your brain. And honestly, understanding that has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Just like understanding how the brain works. That's one thing that my therapist and old psychiatrist, shout out Dr. Whitehouse. He's not dead. I just like pointed up like he's in heaven. Shout out Dr. No, he's alive. But just understanding how the brain works and being like, oh, when I'm anxious, it's just because my brain is telling me something that's not necessarily actually prevalent to what's happening right now, but it's something that affected me in the past. So it's your brain is just trying to protect you, but sometimes it's a little too overprotective.
Yeah. Our brains have not evolved past those like human instinctual times, like caveman times when you'd see like a predator and you needed to run. It's the same, literally the same system.
Avoidant men are predators now in my eyes.
Exactly.
Like, run.
Well, like social acceptance too, like rejection, that is a threat, quote unquote, to your life, because it used to be. Social rejection used to be a threat to your life, but like obviously it's not anymore in the way that humans have evolved, or like society has evolved, but our brains have not evolved past that that way of functioning. And it's actually crazy that you brought that up, because my affirmation that has been helping me every single day is I am safe.
That I think that to myself too when I'm really anxious.
Yes.
I'm like, I am safe. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because you are. The things
you are, yeah.
I mean, are you all? I don't know. If I was kidnapped, maybe I wouldn't be like, I am safe. But like the things,
that's really funny.
I am safe. But like,
like if you're anxious about a boy or like your life,
like I'm not gonna freaking die.
You're going through a heartbreak. I am safe. Like your thoughts can spiral very quickly because your brain is just trying to protect you. I've realized your brain is constantly looking for answers and constantly looking to make sense of things that sometimes don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because it just wants to latch onto some information, even if that information is like hurtful, even if it's painful, that is better to your brain than things that don't make sense. Like your brain always needs to make sense of things, but sometimes you just can't. That's why just saying I am safe, my circumstances have not changed. I'm just thinking a lot, and it's making my physical body react and feel like I'm in danger, and I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy how the brain works. I'm also reading this book for the second time called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I read it last summer and I loved it, and I'm reading it again.
Wait, what is this book?
It's a nonfiction book, and it's a mix of like science and spirituality, and that's why I love it. It really talks about the brain, the ego, how all this kind of stuff that we're literally talking about right now is what this book is about.
Wait, I want to read it.
Please read it. I'm reading it for a second time because I read it last year and I really loved it. It is very dense, and it was really cool picking up a book again a year later and reading it and comprehending it so much easier. Like the first time I read it, I was like, whew, okay, this is very dense. Like, let me really try to absorb what I'm reading, like really try to understand it. But now it's almost like I'm breezing through it.
Slang.
Because I feel like maybe I have an understanding of those concepts, or I've just grown as a person, become smarter, whatever. Reading it again because I just felt like it would help me right now. And it talks about all of this kind of stuff, like basic human functioning, but also relates it back to spirituality as well. And it's very, very cool in that way. But he talks about this thing called the pain body. He kind of personifies it as this like living creature inside of you that is just looking to cling to pain. It wants to feel pain.
Can't stop.
I know. But the way to stop it is to recognize it, to just like recognize it, that it's not you, and disidentify with it. Is disidentify a word? I don't know. Unidentify with it. But he used this image of like a sleeping, like when dogs are taking a nap and they hear like a car beep or something and they just kind of like open their eyes. They're like, they perk up and then they go back to sleep. He related the pain body to that. And that image just like really helped me. It's like this thing inside of you that's constantly looking for pain. So when it hears or sees any sort of little trigger, it's like, can I latch onto this? Our brains want to like self-destruct. It's so weird.
Well, yeah, it's annoying. Which is why it's important to practice self-care.
Very much so. Okay, getting back onto some lighter topics. With things you can do throughout your daily life that are a little lighter, that can help you.
Well, one thing, as you all know, at the beginning of our sods, we do our thing that made us smile throughout the week. And Pete and I were doing that before even starting the podcast, but we'd come home every day and talk about things that made us smile throughout the day. So I think, one, just practicing gratitude in general, like noticing, trying to take note of the things around you that are good. Because, I mean, we just talked about how our brain is constantly looking for literal pain and danger. It's important for you to actively work your brain to try to find the good things as well, or else you're just going to be negative all the time and only see the bad. So I think one is like literally working your brain and taking note of the things to be grateful around you. Like, honestly, I think we both kind of felt bad this morning.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, I'm sitting in my bed with my best friend and we're filming a podcast together. And that's so fun.
There are so many things that it's so easy to take for granted, but just because they've become your normal life. But like when you really just take a moment to stop and think about the things that you have, it's also hard being a goal-oriented person.
Yes.
Who has dreams and, goals, working towards those things while also staying present and like appreciating what's good right now.
Yeah. Literally, I was thinking about theater stuff yesterday. I was talking to a friend and I was like, yeah, like I never really book any theater jobs. So, and then he was like, you literally sang at Radio City Music Hall this year. And I was like, true.
Yeah.
Like we're just so used. And it's the same with everyone. Like I have friends who are on Broadway who like complain. And I feel like we're all just searching for the next best thing when you can also just be like, wow, look at us. We're living in New York City right now. We're doing cool shit. We're making a podcast. Our dreams are still on their way. Like, there's things to be grateful for and look forward to.
Yeah. And bouncing off of that, the reason why we're always like unsatisfied is because like nothing external is going to bring you true joy and happiness. You could have dreams for years of being on Broadway or whatever that may be for you. When you reach it, like if you haven't like worked on yourself or like practicing gratitude and I don't know, joy and the little things in the life that you already have, like that external thing might feel really good for a small period of time, but it's not gonna bring you true lasting joy and satisfaction. Like that all comes from within. Doesn't matter like what you're doing, where you are. Like you could think, oh, if I only just had this one thing, then I would be happy. That's just not how it works. It's not. And it's hard because our brains just want more and more and more. Things that seem out of reach, when you eventually get them, like it just eventually becomes your new normal. And then you're left with what's inside of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
practicing
true.
Gratitude. Also, treating yourself to things that bring you joy just because they bring you joy and not feeling guilty about it.
I remember earlier in the episode, I mentioned how self-care is not always doing extravagant big things for yourself. And I don't think this counts as that. I think doing little things that just make you happy is a form of self-care. One thing I do, I go grocery shopping at Trader Joe's and I always buy a bouquet of flowers. Like every time I go, and they're like $3. It's not like I'm going and buying the fanciest bouquet of flowers from whatever flower shop in Soho. You know, it's like, oh, like I'm just going to buy this little bouquet of flowers just to have in my kitchen because it makes me happy when I look at it and I go out into my kitchen and it's like $4, you know? And like you always buy a candle at Trader Joe's too, a like, cheap candle.
I love just having a candle. It's something about it. It's the smallest thing, but it brings me so much, like an immense amount of joy.
Yeah.
Being able to, like, when I wake up in the morning, light my candle. When I come home after work, to light my candle. Like, things like that. For me, buying a coffee at a coffee shop or like a matcha. Now, not doing it every single day, but like those things, if I can do it without feeling guilt and just enjoy it, it brings me so much joy.
Also, just like literally taking a walk with a friend or like just doing something. I feel like there's ways to find joy without spending any money at all that do things for yourself, like being like, I have time after work today, let me call this friend and see if they want to go on a walk with me or invite someone over. I think also being social creatures is really social creatures. Was that weird to say?
No, we are social creatures.
We are social creatures, and it's good to, you know, be social and hang out with friends. Literally inviting friends over just for the purpose of wanting to laugh and hang out and have fun, you know?
And going off of that, surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and bring you joy is a huge form of self-care. Or otherwise, cutting out people who do not bring you those feelings,
which is hard.
Very hard. Can be very hard, but is a huge form of self-care.
Earlier, I mentioned listening to your body in regards to going to the gym and whatnot, but sometimes you also have to listen to your body with the people you hang out with. I was noticing for a while, some people in my life I was hanging out with, I'd feel really drained and upset, negative after spending time with them. And I do not spend time with them anymore. And it's hard because you love people and you miss them. But I think ultimately that's another big part of self-care is surrounding yourself with people who you feel genuinely support and love you and make you feel uplifted after you hang out with them. Like I have other friends, like anytime I hang out with you, Pete, I don't feel drained after. And I hang out with other friends and after I'm like, oh, I had such a great day with so-and-so. Like we had such a great conversation. I feel so good about myself. I feel better versus the people you hang out with and you come home and you're like, oh my God, that was exhausting. Like they are so negative.
You want to leave interactions feeling uplifted and good about yourself. That's so important.
It is. Surrounding yourself with people who compliment you.
Yeah.
And, well, not even necessarily compliment, but people who don't make backhanded comments that bring you down. You know, just like you want to feel good and confident with the people you're around.
Yeah, definitely. And especially if they're like in your inner circle.
Yeah.
Like that can have such a, like the long-term effects of that can be super damaging. Like who you surround yourself with is, you become like those people. You can feed off of their energy. So that is super important to pay attention to as well.
It is. It really is. Another thing that I think is really important is working on healing your inner child, which the Artist Way talks a lot about that. But one way I've been doing that, I haven't been keeping up with it because as you guys know, I haven't been doing very well in keeping up with my routine recently. But for a while, I was like, you know what? One thing I loved to do when I was younger was make friendship bracelets. So why don't I just start making friendship bracelets again, literally just for no reason other than to bring me joy? And so I started making friendship bracelets out of string while Pete and I would be watching TV at night. Instead of like sitting and scrolling through Instagram mindlessly while I'm watching TV, I'm like, why don't I make friendship bracelets? That's so much better for my brain. And also it's just so cute and fun and reminds me of when I was a kid. Just doing little things like that just make you feel like a kid again.
I also bought a coloring book and I started doing that while watching TV. I nanny a little girl and like
She's
one day she was having a play date with her friend and they were like coloring and I was like, I want to get in on that. Like, I really want to color with you guys right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Why don't I just like buy some coloring books and color? I don't know. It's a little meditative, and it also does heal your inner child. It's like we don't just stop enjoying those things because we grow up, you know?
Honestly, being a nanny is so helpful with that, too.
Oh my God, it is.
Well, and I think that's low-key what makes us good nannies, too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like with the girl I was nannying for so long, one of my besties, I miss her so much. I think one of the reasons why she and I related so much is because I would do silly, stupid things with her. Like, she'd be like, Noelle, like, this is so random, but can we please, like, go and do this thing right now? Or, like, can we buy stuff to make a cake for my mom's 3/4 birthday? Like, things like that. And I would be like, I'd think about it for a second and be like, do we really need to make a cake for her mom's, like, like, her... 3/4, like not even half birthday. Her birthday's like 3 months away. And then I'm like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go. And then we go and buy all the ingredients and we make this ugly looking cake and cover it in raspberries and like just stuff like that. But I'm like, who cares? Like, life is not that serious. It can be sometimes, but just little things like that. I'm like, yes, why not? When so many other people would be like, no, we don't need to do that. Like, let's sit and read. Like, I don't know. Just like, kids need to have fun and do silly things. Like, and I love doing that kind of stuff too. Just doing things for fun. Doing things for fun. Taking yourself on fun dates too. Like, just planning fun things, being silly. It's like, it's so good for you. Life is about being joyful. You know, it's fun to just find joy in those things. There's a point to doing it. There's a point in making a silly 3/4 birthday cake. You know, it's like, it's just makes you happy. That's the point.
Yeah. Not everything has to really have a purpose, you know? Like,
no.
It can just be because it's fun. Yeah, I think nannying little kids and literally being with them for like 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, has healed me in ways that you just like don't expect, because you're spending so much time with like children and like remembering how their brains work, and like you will learn so much from them, and then in turn, about yourself, like, and what you need.
Yeah.
I will never forget something the little girl I nanny said. Like, I think it was the first year I was nannying her, so she was 5 at the time. And she was not kidding when she said this. She was like, yeah, I need to take some art classes. So like, if my plan of being a princess doesn't work out, my backup plan is to be an artist.
That's so...
And I was like, you are my new hero. If my plan of being a princess doesn't work out, my backup plan is going to be an artist.
So she needs to take art classes so she can work on her backup plan.
Like just things like that. Like so many instances like that where you're just like, oh my God, like when did we lose our whimsy, you know? So yeah, getting back in touch with your inner child, whatever that means to you.
Yeah. I made snow cones with kids I was babysitting recently. Disaster also. They spilled everywhere and I was getting really frustrated. Not to them, but in my brain I was like, if they keep freaking spilling these snow cones. Then I took a second. I was like, because one of them started laughing about it. They were like, no, well, I spilled again. And I was like, on the inside. But then I took a second. I was like, oh, accidents happen. Let's just be careful next time. And then I just kind of thought I was like, what? This is not the end of the world. The world is not ending. This kid just spilled a snow cone like 3 times and it's annoying, but that's it.
Yeah.
What were you going to say something about snow cones?
No, not about snow cones, but I remembered that I went to the park and I swung on swings.
So fun. I love swinging.
When I tell you that healed my inner child, oh my God. Like,
dude, we need to go to Coney Island. I've never been. I want to ride the roller coasters. I want to play games. I want to eat hot dogs.
That would be fun. Yeah, I recommend like swinging on a swing, you guys. Like,
wow.
Oh my God. Like, it just, I could cry thinking about it.
We live near swings. We have swings down the street.
Swings right there.
You should go swing sometime.
Should swing.
One more thing about the daily routine and implementing self-care is leaving work at work. I think work-life balance is so, so important. What is the freaking point of living on this planet Earth if you are working all the time. And I get that people want to save for retirement and you got to make money. I hear you. But if that's all you're doing, what's the point? You need to make money so you can also enjoy life. I actually, when I was home in Greensboro this past weekend, I was talking to this man at the pool with my parents, who's a cardiologist. And I just asked him, I was like, what is the best advice you have for my heart health as a 27-year-old? And he was like, well, 1, exercise, and 2, don't be stressed. Which, easier said than done. But he was like, I actually, in my early 30s, once wanted to quit my job and get a new one because I would take everything at work home with me. And he said one day he just came home from work and he collapsed on the floor and started sobbing just because he was so stressed out. And he was like, I need to quit, whatever. But then he had this revelation where he was like, I'm going to start making a to-do list as soon as I get into work for the day. And I'm going to try to cross the things off my to-do list. And at the end of the day, when 5 o'clock rolls around, if my to-do list isn't done, I leave it at work and I'll come and I'll get to the top of that to-do list tomorrow and keep going down. And he's like, I just realized like, I love my job and I want to keep doing it. And I'm going to leave work at work and come home and enjoy time with my family, live my life. And I think that's so important. I think people are always thinking about work, myself included. We're both career-oriented people. And it's hard too when you're not working. Like we don't have set work times yet. A lot of our career is going to auditions and like trying to find jobs. So that makes it hard too. But you also have to enjoy life. You can't work all day, every day. Literally, what's the point, man? Get a different job.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And I just see people who work themselves to death at jobs. And it's like, you're not even saving lives. Cardiologist man is saving lives and he's still leaving work at work. So if this cardiologist, if he can do it,
you can do it.
Yeah, if he can do it, so can you. And if you have bosses who are like I quit a nannying job a couple years ago because, and I will have a full episode on this lady one day. I had the world's meanest boss for a nannying job. Evil, evil, evil. And I ended up quitting at the end of the year because I was like, my therapist, my parents, my psychiatrist, all of my friends were like, you need to quit. It's not normal to cry over a nannying job. And it really wasn't. No. Then I found another job after that and it was just like night and day. Like, also, don't you want to treat me well because I'm literally taking care of your kids? Don't you want me to do a good job with your kids that you're raising? Anyways, I quit and I found a different nannying job because I was like, this is awful. I started having nightmares about this woman who was just so mean.
You know when it starts infiltrating your subconscious in your dreams that something's off.
I would go to the bathroom and cry. She would scream at me one day she said, no, I'll go buy napkins. I mean, I was always buying things for her.
I was there that day.
You were there that
randomly, I was helping them with an event they were having at their house.
A theater event.
So this was the time that I got
theater people
to meet this person that Noelle had been working for at this time for like
You saw
years.
her yell at me.
Yep.
So she asked me to go run and buy First of all, I'm running in and out. She's like, oh, we forgot this. No, I'll go buy seltzer water. I go out and buy seltzer water. And then she's like, oh my God, we also need napkins. Go buy napkins. So then I leave again, go buy napkins, come back. She looks at the napkins. She goes, these napkins are crap. And starts screaming at me about these napkins. I'm like, oh my God. I am not getting paid enough. No one.
You were doing way more than just the job of nannying. Also,
I was their personal assistant.
You were a nanny, but they were having you do everything for them, which is taking advantage, and it was so bad.
They literally told me that they wanted to get their money's worth from me. They would say that all the time.
That's
and
disgusting.
They didn't like when I took breaks either. Actually, one day I had spent 3 hours cleaning their kitchen. I did not sit down a single time. I was standing, I was doing dishes, I was cleaning because they didn't like when I had downtime. Then the mom is like, Noelle, can you take the girls to their ballet class? And I'm like, sure. So I put away, literally had been cleaning the whole time. I go downstairs, I sit down on the couch I was sitting for no more than 20 seconds while the girls were putting their shoes on. This wasn't even I had been sitting for a long time. I finished cleaning, I put the things away, I sit down while the kids are putting their shoes on. She goes, okay, well, Noelle, why don't we keep it moving? There's still things you can do while they're getting their shoes on. I can't sit for 20
That's
seconds.
crazy.
Also, I want a break. Like, she was just so obsessed with me doing things for her at all times. And it was just like, it was awful. And so, point is, that was ruining my life. So I quit. And I found a different nannying job. And it was amazing.
Yeah. It's so hard to like make changes in your life, but if you're not happy, there's always something better, you know?
Yes. You can quit your job.
Don't accept poor treatment. Don't accept things that are not, you know, if you're not happy, like we have one life, you guys.
Literally one life.
Like the way you spend your time, like you don't know how long you have on this planet. I know that's so deep, but like,
no,
it's so
it is.
true.
It is.
Sounds like that woman needs to implement some self-care into her life.
She needs to do a lot of things.
She was so high-strung. It was crazy.
She was the most high-strung person I've ever met in my life. Hands down.
Yeah.
Awful to work for. Awful. Because high-strung, but also mean about it and very, just constantly hovering over me. What's the word?
Like a helicopter parent?
Yeah, like a helicopter parent, but also like helicoptering to me, like to make sure her kids are
micromanaging.
Yes, micromanaging. She was such a micromanager to an extreme extent, to the point where other nannies at the school would be like, "You work for her?" And I'd be like, "Yeah," and they'd be like, "Are you okay?" But other nannies knew about her.
They also can't keep a nanny because
I stayed the longest.
Yeah, the girl who started after you quit. Like that's sad for their kids.
And
like,
I told the one after me, I was like, by the way, she's really bad. And she's like, yeah, I know, I've babysat for her before. Like, I'm just going to do it for a little. And then after like a month of working for her, she texted me and she was like, okay, I knew she was bad. I didn't know it was this bad. Holy shit, I need to quit. And I was like, no, it's really bad. Like literally one of the meanest people I've ever met in my life. And it's unfortunate because her kids are two of my favorite people in the world. Incredible. Love them. Anywho, point being, I was bringing work home with me for a nannying job. I was coming home and I'd just come home and be like, oh my God, Pete, this happened to me today. And I'd be so upset. And it's like, over nannying? If a cardiologist can leave and be fine, I can just find a fucking new nannying job. And like, God.
When I'm clocked out, I'm clocked out. I'm also working very hard on my endeavors, and I want to be able to give energy to, like, if you're an artist, for instance, our podcast and like the music I'm writing and auditions. Like, I can't give all my energy to these jobs that, you know, I have my own things too. Having your hobbies or your career endeavors or like personal goals or projects to work on. Whenever I have a project to work on, that just really helps me feel like I have something for myself.
Yeah. And you want to pour your heart and soul into your passions. And if that is your job, cool. But also pour it while you're on the clock.
As long as you're taking care of yourself too. Yeah. I can get tricky when your passion becomes your career.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But like,
then also that makes you happy if you're like, if I come home and I feel inspired one day and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna I'm gonna do this for a show I want to work on and it's fun. Or like, ooh, I have an audition, so I'm gonna take the extra time to work really hard on it. Like, that's also fun work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just depends.
So, okay, I'm gonna transition us into just talking a little bit about a nighttime routine, because this is where it starts, right? Leaving work at work, coming home at the end of the day. One way I do that sometimes, I don't do this all the time, but if I've had like a particularly long or stressful day, coming home, circling back to how I started my day with a meditation. It's like a little doorway.
I didn't know you did that after work.
Sometimes I do. Like if on the days where I need it, where I feel like I actually need to let go of some things that happened today, go into your room, 5 to 10 minutes, play a guided meditation. It feels like a doorway that you're entering. You do the meditation, you're going through the door. And when you come out of the meditation, you're on the other side and your work is on the other side of the door. You know, like you are leaving it. It's kind of like a way to transition. Yeah. That helps me. I don't do it every day, but like on the days that I really need to. That is helpful to me. Having something that helps you unwind. For me, that's like, I love eating dinner, you guys. It's one of my favorite parts of the day.
I love eating dinner too.
It's like my favorite meal of the day. Whether I'm cooking that night or like just eating leftovers or ordering takeout, like just like sitting and eating
good
dinner.
Food too.
Yeah.
That's a form of self-care for me. And that can also be healthy too. Like it doesn't have to mean like I eat a whole pizza every night for dinner, which is also fine to do sometimes. But like,
we've been really into like a really good salad lately because of it's summer, you know?
God, I love
Like
a good salad
with like nectarines and arugula and croutons and
because I
burrata.
like to eat my nutrients. Like I like to eat healthy, but I'm not one of those people who can eat healthy if I taste like I'm eating a rabbit salad.
Healthy food can be good. You just have to like know how to make it.
Exactly. Like, yes, making your own freaking crunchy, buttery croutons to put on your salad with a good dressing, some cheese. Like a salad can be so good.
Yeah.
And even just like, even pastas can be healthy too, depending on like
I'm always
how you
making
make it.
pasta.
Yeah, there's ways to like get your protein in, get your nutrients in, get your veggies in without eating like the most disgusting thing you've ever had.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the healthy dinners I make are really delicious. Same with you. And so yeah, that's a big self-care thing for me too. I love dinner.
Me too. It's one of my favorite things. It's just what I come home and do almost immediately is eat dinner. That
So
also helps
good.
me transition from my, day into my night. I often like to watch a TV show at night. That is just what helps me unwind. I've dragged Noelle into it.
She has dragged me into it. Which I'm grateful for. I didn't watch TV really before living with Pete. Of course, like
So crazy. I'm such an avid TV watcher. Like I can't imagine people not watching TV, but I know they exist.
if I didn't live with you, I genuinely don't think I'd have a TV in my apartment.
That is so
like I just watched. If I wanted to
mind-blowing.
watch something, I just watched it on my laptop. Like I mean, of course, I had seen certain things. Like I had watched certain shows or whatever, but I was not a come home at the end of the day and watch TV person at all until living with Pete. And it's become one of my favorite things in the world now. Like, wow, my mind was just always racing. I'd come home and I'd try to be productive, whatever that means. Like keep working on the things I need to work on or practice singing or whatever. And now it's like I come home after a long day and I can watch an episode of TV and think about something that has nothing to do with my world at all.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And I'm so grateful to Pete for showing me the art of watching TV at the end of the day. Because it's amazing. It's been so good for me. Like,
I think, sorry, continue.
Well, I was going to say, it doesn't even matter what kind of TV we're watching. If we're watching something funny, that's amazing because I'm ending my day with laughter and funniness. But also when we were watching Handmaid's Tale and that's some intense shit going on, that also was good for my brain. Me personally, not everyone, but good for me too because I was so invested in that show that I couldn't think about anything else.
Yeah.
I'm in that world.
That's so real. Like, I think having an escape from your own life in a healthy way can be super helpful, super nice. It's just like a good way to unwind. When I was watching This Is Us, which is one of my favorite shows, such good character development, story and writing, but it's one of those shows that will just make you cry. But it felt so cathartic because, like you just said, every time I put on an episode, I would be so invested that I forgot about everything from my life and my day, and I was just so locked in on this show and the characters and their emotions, and then I would cry and it felt so cathartic. Like it's just
a really good show,
a really great thing. Plus, like we watch shows together, so that's like nice. It feels like quality time in a way, just like coming home and letting go of things, entering another world.
We're watching a weird show right now.
Oh my God.
Hunting Wives.
Yeah. We keep calling it Murder Wives.
It's called Hunting Wives.
It is a weird show.
Not my favorite show.
We're kind of continuing to watch it for the meme of it. We watched the first episode and we were like, this is really bad. But it's kind of entertaining.
We couldn't stop. It's rare. It's very entertaining. Honestly, watch it.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Yeah. So, and it's also just like, there's so many good TV shows out there. Sometimes I'll watch Love Island. So it's not always like, but like, I feel like it's good to invest your brain into like some good writing, some good art, you know, it's an art form. So
yeah.
Last but not least, sleep. Just getting to bed at a good hour.
Sleep is so important. I can't function if I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah. And what I've been realizing is I think I really do feel like the most rested and like my best when I have like 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which is a lot.
Same.
I read somewhere that women need more sleep than men.
I believe it.
I think it's very true.
I believe that.
I did not get enough sleep last night. I'll tell you that.
I didn't either. But also, like, women, our hormones are changing weekly. So it just makes sense. Like, our bodies are so inconsistent. So much is going on all the time. Like, it makes sense that we would need more sleep. Yeah. But yeah, my ideal amount of sleep every night is 9 hours. I feel like if I get 9 hours, I feel perfect the next day. If I get 10, it's like a little too much. If I get 8 can be fine. 7, not enough for me. A lot of people can.
7 is not enough for me either.
No, and a lot of people like sleep for 7 hours and they're fine. I feel sleep deprived if I only sleep for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Do you think it's also just like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it does depend on, it depends. It varies person to person. Like, I don't know, maybe you and I are walking around New York City all day, every day, a lot going on in our brains. We have our jobs and then also our careers. And
also what you're going through emotionally.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
true.
Yeah, I've needed a lot more sleep, like in moments when I've just been carrying a lot, you know?
Yeah.
It's just sleep.
Your body needs rest.
Sleep affects everything about your health. So if you can try to get enough sleep for whatever that means for you, know what time you have to wake up to, you know, have a good morning and get to where you need to be on time, and then go backwards. How many hours do I need? When do I need to be in bed?
Yeah. Also, for those of you who struggle to fall asleep, I don't really know what to say. I'm sorry.
You know what really helps me? So obviously not scrolling at night.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which I try. That's my ideal. That's my goal. I scrolled last night. It doesn't help. But I listened to this podcast called Nothing Much Happens. And it's these little sleep stories. It's this woman, she writes them and reads them. And they're little stories that are very calming and peaceful, but they don't have any plot. Like, it's just like, I went to the farmer's market and there were oranges and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? And I've been listening to it every night because it gives your brain something to focus on so that you're not thinking about your day or like your life, your thoughts, and then you are spiraling and not able to fall asleep. It gives your brain just enough to focus on to be able to fall asleep. And most nights I like don't even hear the first sentence of the story. Like it really works, you guys. Like I fall right asleep. So if you struggle to fall asleep, maybe try something like that, like a little sleep story where you can like focus on something that doesn't stress you out or like take too much of your attention, but it's just the right amount.
I know some people, my dad like has sleep apnea and that sucks.
Yeah.
So if you're someone who's able to sleep well, try to.
But it's all about calming your mind too, not just your body. You know, sometimes stretching before bed really helps me too. Acupressure.
Apparently Taylor Swift uses acupressure.
I saw a news TikTok about that. It's funny. Okay, you guys. We're adding a new segment into our podcast of listener write-ins. So you guys can ask us a question, send us a DM if you want advice, if you want us to talk about something, and we'll answer it on the podcast.
We are not licensed therapists or psychologists or psychiatrists or anything. This is just our advice.
Just our advice and life experience.
Take it or leave it.
But we got a comment from a listener.
Shout out.
The question is, and we'll leave it anonymous, you guys. The question is, how do I forget that one person, if you know what I mean?
Very good question. That I don't know the answer to because I was thinking about Frank Moot for 3 years.
My answer is you don't. And you don't have to. There's no way to make yourself forget about someone who impacted your life, you know? So I think accepting the fact you don't need to forget.
Yeah.
And naturally over time, I know that's like such a cliche, like time heals, but like it does. And I think just in the meantime, accepting the fact that you don't need to forget someone. Like you can, like two things can exist at once. Like you can know that someone wasn't right for you and had to have moved on, but also hold love and like space for them in your heart and your memory.
Also, like just literally relating to this entire podcast episode, working on yourself, practicing self-growth, leaning into your routine and self-care, I feel like the more you grow, the more likely you are to be able to see the situation from a bird's eye view. I feel like, I've talked about Frank Moot a lot today, but I feel like I was so latched onto him for so long, but I've also worked on myself simultaneously. Like I was thinking about him for so long all the time, but while I was thinking about him, I was still working on myself, going to the gym, waking up and journaling, doing all the things that it took a long time, but I finally got to the point where he texted me and I literally was like, ew. Mm-hmm. Like, you're texting me this thing? Like, have you grown at all? Like, I just feel like I'm a completely different person than I was when I first met him. And I think that's helped too. Like, I think, yeah, if you just give yourself time and grace, and if you're working on yourself, eventually you'll get to a point where you might still think about that person, but you won't necessarily be longing for them.
Yeah, I think as time goes on and the more you just focus on your own life and your healing and yourself, you might still think about them, but you won't have those like feelings of like pain and like longing attached to them. Yeah, it's hard, but
it is.
It's just something that comes with life and love, and you're never going to forget people.
I
fully.
wish, I struggle with this so much too, because I hold on to people.
Me too.
So I get the struggle, and it sucks sometimes. And I wish there was a better answer I could give you, like, say these 3 words and then you'll never think about this person again. But unfortunately, the answer is just the cliche: time heals all, and just focus on yourself. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to think about them or be sad about it, but make sure you're doing things for yourself as well. And if you need a moment to literally watch a sad TV show and cry and think about that person, do it.
Like we were saying earlier, like the more you address the feelings you have, the quicker your healing process is going to be, because you're not going to be harboring those things. You need to let them go in order to like get to those deeper layers and just like really rid yourself of what you're holding on to from the relationship. So I love this quote because I relate to it so much. It's I don't know who said it, but it's everything that I've let go of has claw marks on it. And I like really relate to that because I struggle to let things go in my life. And I have clung on to people so much longer than I should have, when I knew that it was not right. But, I have a big heart and I love people. And when you're in my life, you're in my life. And I don't want to let those things go, even when I know they're not right.
Yeah.
Therefore, everything I've let go of has claw marks on it. But sometimes you just need to let those things go and be proud of yourself for doing that and what's best for you too. And just know one day, it's not like one day you wake up and you just forget about the person, but like gradually over time, it will feel less and less horrible. Yeah. And just also setting boundaries. No contact. If you need to mute that person. Oh my God, social media.
Block them.
Don't look at their social media.
There's no good.
Again, your brain is always going to want to search for answers and reminisce on things. And all right, what are we taking home today? We talked about a lot.
We did talk about a lot. Don't date avoidance.
Literally. Self-care is so important.
It is. And also just that self-care doesn't mean I do a face mask tonight. I mean, it also can mean that, but self-care can be hard sometimes. It's waking up, doing the things you need to do to keep yourself afloat. It's literally taking care of your mind and body every day.
Self-care is work. And it's not just something that like some people are good at it. It's like, no, it's hard for everyone. You just have to like wake up and instill those habits until you start to see how much your life improves, and then you're going to want to keep doing it. We're taking home that we need to take care of ourselves.
Take care of yourselves, y'all. Take care of yourself, Noelle. I need to
take care of yourself. And also, one of the biggest things that I want people to take from this is like balance is key. Yes, you need a certain level of discipline, but like practice getting in tune with your body and yourself and what you need while being as consistent as you can, but giving yourself grace and having an element of softness and gentleness towards yourself, because we're only human, and it's unrealistic to be at 100% every single day. So yeah, take care of yourselves, y'all.
On that note,
follow us at Take It Home Pod on Instagram and TikTok. If you have an idea for an episode or want to do a listener write-in and maybe your question will be featured on one of our episodes, please send us a DM.
It'll always be anonymous.
Send us a DM, leave us a comment, whatever you want to do. But please follow us. If you can like subscribe on the platform you're listening to, or like, or give us if you like this podcast, please rate it 5 stars. If you didn't, no need to do anything.
No need at all. Just go on your merry way.
Yeah. So subscribe to us on YouTube at Take It Home Pod, just all the platforms. Woo! We love ya. Thanks for listening.
We love ya.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
New episode every Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
Bye.